You are looking for a keyboard with premium build, hot swap, easy modding, solid software, stunning RGB and good sound? Well, in today's video we are featuring one that check all those boxes, giving you a clear idea what to expect when buying a keyboard in this range. I'm Santa and you're watching Syntax B. We have a user manual, one extra plastic plate for customization, extra keycaps for Mac layout, two extra switches, a keycap puller, and a braided cable with a dongle storage, and then the keyboard itself. This is a 75% full aluminium case keyboard with shiny silver color with rubber pads at the back and a neat branding on a grey plate, giving a really nice look. Let's also have a look at their product page. This is a $160 keyb and you can find this a bit cheaper on Amazon, and this keyb comes in 3 different colors and I got this silver variant coming with KiiBOOM flick switches. It's a full aluminium case with FR4 plate and PC plate is also there if you want to change it, coming with a 6000 mAh battery, tri-mode connectivity and a unique ball catch design which we will see in action during teardown. And this keyboard weighs around 1.5 kilograms, which is not a carry around in a bag weight. So keep that in mind. Now let's just turn on this keyboard to see the RGB effects. And at the dim lighting, the RGB doesn't look that bright. I mean, it got the effects, but the brightness is quite dim. Let me bring up my other keyboard to compare. This one is KiiBOOM's Phantom 81 Lite. And this is the maximum brightness of this keyboard, and check out the other one. Well, you can clearly see the difference, and this is how it looks in the complete dark. The Moonshadow V2 dispersion is quite on the low end, whereas the Phantom 81 Lite brightness and dispersion is quite good. Now the dispersion of lights also depends on the type of switches as well as the positioning plate, so we will do further testing during teardown. Opening up this keyboard is very simple due to that ball catch or rapid disassembly design. All you need to do is take out the knob and pull up the top plate. That's all. You have access to this keyboard internals within seconds. Now this is something that every modder or keyboard enthusiast dreams about. Now we pick up the PCB to discover PCB foam underneath, which is something could be better. Well, for now all we need to do is unplug the PCB to explore further. Now these tiny silicone gaskets holding together both the top FR4 plate and PCB, no screws involved. Then we have another foam layer and a plastic sheet, and the battery is secure inside this aluminium case, and to access that we will need to unscrew this bolts right here. After taking out the screws, we see that the brand plate is a separate part which holds up the battery. This is a 6000 mAh battery, but I can't see the writings on this battery due to this tape, so we'll simply put this back together and let it rest. And then we put back our plastic sheet along with the foam layer securely in the place. I will also put back the PCB foam right here. Let's set this aside and put our focus on the top plates. I will do the magic to instantly take off these keycaps and comment magic in the video to know how I did it, and also consider subscribing because it helps me a lot. When it comes to sandwich forms, KiiBOOM doesn't disappoint. They put the silicone cutouts for the spacebar, which I really liked, and they match the stabilizers with switches, which also looks very clean. We'll repeat my magic trick right here, which reveals a beautiful flex cut FR4 plate, and even with the flex cut top plate and flex cut PCB, it feels stiff, so the switches and light travel plays a major role here. You can always replace this top FR4 plate with the spare PC top plate which came with the keyboard. Now with the gaskets removed, we have access to our PCB, layers of sandwich forms, which includes a plastic sheet and 2 layers of foam. And then we have our positioning plate. For this build I'm going to use the default FR4 plate, but you can always replace it with the PC plate which came inside the box. Now we put back our gaskets, bring back our case and plug it back in, and then carefully align the gaskets with the designated areas on the case, and that's all. Let's turn on the keyboard to see everything works. And okay, so the RGB is very bright and I'm going to test it with different switches. For this test I'm using KiiBOOM V3 switch with transparent top, Huano gift switch with translucent top, Reaper switch with a diffuser, and KiiBOOM's Mochi switch from their Phantom 81 Lite, which got this clear build. Now let's turn on the keyboard and let's tilt it a little to see the lights. Now also to test it in dark. And a direct comparison of LED with the different keyboard. Through some checks I found that switches with translucent build like Huano Gift and KiiBOOM Mochi switch were dispersing good light like stars rather than other switches with only single point of light emission. Second, Moonshadow V2 uses black FR4 plate and black foam, which also limits the light dispersion, which can be easily fixed if you add a thin white foam in the sandwich layer and replace the FR4 plate with the PC plate which is provided with the keyboard to have a good light dispersion. And hey, it's a mode friendly keyboard. You have the freedom to mode it to your liking, even the RGB brightness, by customizing the foam and replacing the top plate. Now let's assemble back the keyboard by simply putting back the keycaps and gently pressing down the frame and putting back our volume knob. Now this is a great keyboard with nice sturdy aluminium build with a creamy sound profile, which sounds really good in person than it might have in the video. This also features hot swap, wireless connectivity and VIA support. Also have decent sound dampenings which are super easy to mod. Comes with decent accessories like extra PC plate, keycaps, but there is no dust cover and no adjustable feet on this keyboard. Personally, the natural angle of this keyboard sits right with me, so it's not an issue for me, but if you use flippy feet or use it at an angle, so you might need to consider a little bit. And the battery on this keyboard is 6000 mAh, but it drained quite fast for me. I did not sit and calculated the exact timings for this battery, but it drained within 1 week of usage, whereas a Phantom 81 Lite with a 4000 mAh battery lasted me more than 2 weeks. And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the video and now have a clear idea of what Moonshadow V2 brings to the table. And if you find this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down your thoughts. And I'll see you in the next video.